You guys, I have something to share with you. I made my first ever 4-digit sales. Yes! Hi there, my name is Yana and I'm an art stationery maker from Malaysia. As you have seen just now, I was heavily prepping for, I believe, 2 to 3 weeks straight. Now, the preparation for my first ever craft booth it started since all of it in January, but then only in the last 3 weeks that I've really doubled down my time and effort for the event itself. Everything else was I was just doing starting from January, I was just doing more of whatever projects, whatever commissions that I could work on. So it was slowly building up, but only in the last 3 weeks where I went all out and prepped as much as I could for this first event. And oh my god, you guys, I can't believe that I made my first ever 4-digit sales, because I've always been close to the 4-digit but never actually hitting the 4-digit in terms of sales. But this is my first time ever, so I'm super thankful and I'm super excited, because this is giving me some sort of light, some sort of hope, some sort of faith that if I keep trying, I will definitely be able to maintain, to continue working on this dream job, dream life of mine. So yes, thank you all so much. Now, before I go further in, I want to share with you guys that this honestly wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for a challenge that a friend challenged me. I think last year during December, either December or November. So if you didn't know, I am a Twitch streamer as well, and a friend actually challenged me on Twitch to do a 10-hour fishing stream. And I don't know if y'all know, but usually, whether it's fishing in real life or fishing in a game, after the first hour, it becomes a very dreadful experience, because it's something that you're doing on repeat, and it's just a very tedious process. And to do that tedious process for 10 hours straight was definitely a challenge for me, because I remember after the first 2 hours, I was tired, and I actually started streaming. If I'm not mistaken, I started streaming at night, and then it went all over the morning, and I was definitely almost brain dead by the time the whole challenge ended. So basically, I spent 6 hours plus, I guess, on Animal Crossing because since I was already doing the fishing, I wanted to also get the achievement that you can get for fishing a certain amount of times. So I managed to hit the 5,000 fishing achievement, and then after we got that achievement, I moved on to Genshin. Now I couldn't even be like even more ambitious on Genshin because it was like at that 6 hours in, I was like already like, I got this, I need to finish this. So I went to Genshin and then I started fishing as much as I could in every nation that I could until it reached the 10 hours. And this friend Azam, I'll leave his handle here because he's also like a content creator for gaming stuff. So if I'm not mistaken, I don't know what is that TCG that he's really into right now, but right now he's like sharing a lot of things about that TCG. And if you like to see like those kind of contents, especially like gaming contents, cosplay contents, even actually artist merch contents, definitely go check him out. And I would say he's like the biggest MVP because he challenged me. I didn't even do any of the setting up of the betting or whatever. He challenged me and then he said if I am able to finish the 10 hours fishing stream, he will buy every single item, like one of every single item at my booth when I boot. I'm like, what? Because to be honest, he has been collecting a lot of my art already. So I feel like if you were to buy everything from the booth, you are also like duplicating your merch at home, your collection at home. And then when I said this, I even like said it's okay, you just buy whatever, like the newer stuff, things that you don't have. And then he started scolding me, and then the rest of the viewers also started scolding me. He said no, he's trying to give you business, like why are you like downplaying the bet? I'm like, no, but in this economy it's like that's a big investment. But I was like, okay, since everybody is like, if everybody's like scolding me, I was like, okay, fine, I'll listen. So I was like, okay, so let me work on whatever merch I can work. And then so on the first day of the Makers Mart that was hosted by Craft Affair, he came. Actually, in the morning, once I finished setting up everything, I actually sent him a text together with whatever the picture of the booth. Because after setting up money, I knew exactly what were the products that was on display, and then I calculated for him then that is the amount. So he single-handedly tanked half of my sales for that event. And also right now he is the biggest spender for like in a one-time purchase. Like previously I've had I believe close to 400 ringgit Malaysia in a single purchase. I believe that was Patrick. I believe. I can't remember if it's 400 or 300, but it's somewhere around that price. And then so previously it was Patrick, and then now the highest spender for in a single purchase has become Azam Manning. Azam Manning has become the number one spender in a one-time purchase spot. I never made a list before, but he's the MVP currently. So thanks to his contribution, his generosity, I managed to hit my first 4-digit sales. I have a paper here. Oh, here. So, this is not the paper. No, this is one of the paper. Where is the other paper? Wait, hold on. The total sales that I've made the total sales that I made during the Makers Mart is 1,323 ringgit and 90 cents. That is like the highest that I've ever made. Now if I were to break down the actual profit itself, because I did stock up on materials and I did send some things for outsource. So once I minus off everything, including the rent for the booth, so including the rent for the booth, the cost of materials, and the printing, the outsourced printing, and also because there were some products that is commission based, not commission, like consignment based. So I have to pay them, like I only take a certain percentage, and then because the children's book, I am just putting it up so that I can help Tammy to also sell. So after I minus off all of those sales, the total profit for this round is 778 ringgit and 80 cents. Yeah, so five more or less 500 ringgit ish, 400 something ish ringgit was purely like for cost of making stuff and whatever not. I don't know, I'm like reading this paper, but I'm like also like I know what I wrote down, but then at the same time I'm like, what's happening? But yeah, so basically it's my highest profit as well. And and I forgot to mention earlier on, because itchy. So because Azam, I knew Azam was going to spend like that much of money already, I wanted to do something special for him. So a bit of a backstory. So me and Azam got acquainted because I forgot which event, but it was definitely an ACG event. And then that time I was making a lot of Genshin fan art, so he bought some of my Genshin fan art, if I'm not mistaken, and then he actually said like he will wait for when I make a Eula fan art. And then I was like, okay, so I've always kept it in my mind, but I've never like expanded after my second round of Genshin fan art. I've never expanded further on because there was a lot of Genshin fan art in the market already, and after a few times of getting like not so nice comments about making Genshin fan art, I decided to kind of like stop making them. So even he was saying that he already like came to terms that I won't be producing a Eula fan art. And then so with that in mind, I actually dedicated I think 2 days to complete this artwork for him. And this is like a one-off piece. It's only done for him. So I sent that out for print because I can't print an A3 size poster. But yeah, so I'm really happy that he loves it. He said he loves it, and I'm really happy that at least I can help him feel like that 600 was worth it. That 600 was extra worth it, because my commissions, like in a like that kind of commission would easily cost like 300 to 350 ringgit Malaysia, so it's like half of what he paid. So I don't feel too bad, and I hope he feels good about like spending that much money. I hope so. But yeah, so that's part of the costs, one of the costs that's also included into the whole production material costing, the costing part. I don't know why my brain is like, I know usually people have like notes of whatever that they're gonna talk about, it like helps them, but when I see notes, my brain is like even more jumbled up for no reason. I'm like, dude, I put this up so that I can share things like more like properly, like organized, and then here I am like still messing things up. How? I don't know. Anyways, so I'm so glad that that event was like my first event for this year, my first official event for this year, like went super amazing. I'm so happy. I wanted to share with you guys my top 5 sellers. My top 5 sellers for the Maker's Mart was actually the Heritage sticker sheet, this one. On like before, because I also had this in my snail mail for the February, for my first ever snail mail. I had that as like a bonus stationery in the snail mail, so I kind of ran out of stock, so I had to restock for this event. So I tried to print 10 sheets, but then the 9th and the 10th sheet got it was some technical issues, so I only had 8 sheets. But the first day itself, the sticker sheets sold out, so I had to restock for the Sunday. And then Pokemon cards, there was 3 that sold out: the Vulpix, the Litten, and the Skitty. So the Vulpix actually sold out on Saturday itself, and I had to restock it. And actually Mimikyu only left 1 by Saturday evening, so I actually restocked the Mimikyu Pokemon cards as well. But the one that sold out was essentially the Vulpix, Litten, and Skitty. And then the 5th item that was amongst the top seller is actually Mimikyu's head. I wouldn't say it's Mimikyu's head, it's not even Mimikyu's head, but Mimikyu's costume, the Pikachu head, like that. I just printed out the sticker head like this one because Luke said it looks super cute, so just print out the head only and see whether it sells. And actually the first day, if I'm not mistaken, I had 12 of them, and the first day itself, like all of them like finished, so I had to restock on the second day. And yeah, so those were my top 5. This is my top 5 sellers. I'm like super happy that the Pokemon cards are like really getting like its hype, its deserved hype. So I'm really happy about it, because in my previous video, if you haven't checked it out, go and check it out. My previous video was me just gushing over how I even started to do the Pokemon, my own Pokemon cards, and I think it wasn't more of how I made it, it was more of me just sharing how I got into it and how I got into the Pokemon cards and what led after that. And yeah, so what's next for me? Next for me is I'm literally just waiting for RM1k to get some good news from RM1k, because I seen like some creators already getting their emails. So I'm hoping that I'm part of the lineup this year as well. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But in terms of ACG, I think ACG is only RM1k at this moment that I'm waiting for a reply. My next event is going to be the Super Cat Buycrafters Fair as well, and that one is happening in July. So I haven't applied yet because I want to finish my Dojima. Oh yeah, I forgot about Dojima. I forgot to mention about Dojima. So Right now is the 30th of April. So Dojima is happening in the next 2 weeks time on the 9th and 10th of May. So right now I'm actually like hustling and trying to prepare for that event. So I'm actually trying my best to work on the evolution Pokemon cards. Wait, let me show you. I'm trying to work on the evolution Pokemon cards. So I want to make them in like a Japanese house, like in a Japanese tiered house, and almost like a dollhouse. So I'm trying to make that into a whole collection. So basically the background will all like kind of connect with each other. I'm trying, but I'm hitting a lot of roadblocks. But I'm really hoping that I manage to. Oops, sorry. I'm hoping that I will manage to finish illustrating them latest by Tuesday. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of evolutions that I have to work on. But turning them into a card is also going to take some time. So I'm really hoping that I get to finish it, because hopefully by next week I can also share my catalog, so that if anybody wants to have like a pre-order, I can just like pack them up before the event. So yeah, keeping my fingers crossed that I can finish it. So I'm prepping for that, and then but that is like a confirmed event already. The ones that I mentioned, like what is next, is more like the upcoming events that I have not received any confirmation yet. So like I mentioned, RM1k, I'm waiting for the confirmation email. And then Super Cat, I haven't applied yet, but I'm waiting for Dojima to finish. And then because I'm using whatever money that I earn from the Maker's Mart to roll for my expenses for Dojima, so hopefully I can triple it. hopefully I can triple it, and then use that to apply for the July event. But yeah, so far that's what's in the plans in terms of booting wise. But besides booting, I'm still gonna work on my snail mail, because I feel like slowly I would like to transition more into focusing on the snail mail part of things. But yeah, that should be all of what I want to share with you guys today. But this video has something a wee bit special. So I did take a few clips of other vendors' booth, and I'm going to end this video by showcasing them, giving them a little bit of highlight. So yeah, I will see y'all in my next video. Once again, thank you to everyone that supported me during my Maker's Mart event and like bought like so many things from me. I really appreciate all your support. And of course, to the MVP Azam, thank you so much for your support. Like, you really didn't have to do it. Like, for me, I was okay even if I lost the bet, or you won the, like, even if I lost or won the bet, I actually wouldn't have mind, because I see you as a friend. And but because you say a bet is a bet and you still stuck to your words, I'm like really thankful for that. And I'm really grateful to get to know like you, and also everyone else who have supported me for what now 5 to 6 years now, as you see me slowly grow this business. Thank you so much. I really truly appreciate it. Alright, I will leave you all to the showcase of the other crafters. Thank you so much, you guys, for everything. Truly appreciate it. I'll see y'all in the next video vlog. Bye bye.